the long term, these low fares have never been sustainable.
In Northridge, Gordon Tokumatsu, NBC4 News.
Well, LA County voters approved Measure J, which commits a chunk of the budget to community investment and alternatives to incarceration.
As NBC4's Patrick Healy explains, this is expected to lead to a cut in funding for the LA County Sheriff's Department as well. And this afternoon, the sheriff responded.
Our department has successfully persevered for over 170 years.
LA Sheriff Alex Villanueva this afternoon calling the passage of Measure J the latest challenge for his department. Backers hailed the measure as a milestone in the movement to reimagine how best to advance public safety.
When we say reimagining LA County, that's not just some corny saying. Like, we are really at the precipice of changing the landscape and the political landscape that exists in LA County and the state of California.
USC law professor Jody Armour sees J as one aspect of the electorate's response to the social justice issues raised last spring when demonstrators took to the streets.
This represents a huge sea change in how Californians view criminal justice, how they think about wrongdoers.
Voters agreed LA County should commit a tenth of its unrestricted budget, perhaps $500 million a year, to investing in community services and devising alternatives to incarceration.
Money's going to have to be taken from someplace, possibly law enforcement.
And that's what worries Sheriff Villanueva, who has clashed with supervisors over funding department overtime, but today offered cooperation.
I'm committed to working together with the Board of Supervisors.
As it is, the next budget year does not begin till July, but supervisors next week are expected to set up a team to begin the planning, expected to start with expanding some existing services. Measure J co-chair Eunices Hernandez.
So what Measure J would do is increase access to these mental health and other community-based services.
Sheriff Villanueva still has his doubts, but shared a guiding principle.
Remember, we have to stay calm, stay collected, and we have to respect the results of the process.
Indeed. Professor Armour sees a new consciousness in voters expressed in multiple places on the ballot, voting in large numbers for the new DA, voting to give voting rights to parolees, rejecting Proposition 20 and therefore refusing to undo a reform measure that had been authored by George Gascon, who is leading DA Jackie Lacey. And finally, LA County voters also favored Proposition 16, though voters statewide are not ready to bring back affirmative action. Reporting live, Patrick Healy, NBC4 News.